It's been nearly 2 years since the debates between Joe Biden and Donald Trump for the 2024 presidential election on CNN. Since then, Donald Trump was elected as the 47th President of the United States, having beaten Kamala Harris after Joe Biden was forced to drop out of the race. Now, this video is essentially on me as a British citizen. I do not live in America. I've visited America twice. I'm commenting on the president's recent rhetoric and whether or not his own personal old age could be the reason for him not being able to complete his second term. Now, Trump often framed attacks on Biden by commenting on his reduced mental ability, but it seems that Donald Trump continues to show weakness when it comes to his interviews, him rambling on about topics that aren't actually relevant to the thing that he is meant to be talking about. For example, Fox interviewed him today on the passing of Senator Lindsey Graham, and he continued to talk about the Save America Act, something that Republicans want to pass in the Senate over voter ID, and things like border control and ICE, which wasn't really relevant to what Fox wanted him to talk about. Now, the president was born on the 14th of June 1946 in New York, and he is 80 years old, and by the end of his second term he will turn 82, and he will turn 83 in the year 2029, which will be after he has left office, of course, but he will become the oldest president ever. And that is something crazy to think about, because how will his mental capacity change over the next 2 years? We've got to remember that the role of the United States president has become even more significant in recent years, and this is essentially over foreign policy. When the Constitution was originally drafted and ratified, the president was meant to be this deal maker who would respond and engage with the other branches of government, but it has really been an imperial presidency under the Trump administration, and I think someone with such huge levels of arrogance and clear narcissistic traits enjoys that power. But another thing to comment about when it comes to Trump, not just his age, it's also whether or not he can conduct the office of the President of the United States in the manner in which the Founding Fathers intended. Of course, he has the freedom to do things and implement his agenda, be it lower taxes, increased border security. Those are things that are debatable issues in the American political discourse. But it's whether things like mocking the death of his political opponents, saying very unhinged things on his social media platform, Truth Social, comparing himself to Jesus with a photo that he posted, whether it be depicting the Obamas as monkeys. He's done some very crazy things, and obviously the key thing that many people in the media have acknowledged about Trump is that he doesn't stick to traditional norms. He is very unconventional, and it's part of his appeal, but it does go too far when it comes to some of his behaviour. And it's not just his second term. His first term, when he denied a clear and legitimate election where Joe Biden won, is all proof that Donald Trump is not someone who's willing to just be a peaceful democratic leader. He's dangerous, in my opinion, and I try to be professional on this show and provide unbiased news, but I have some views that I agree with the president. I'm quite centre-right, but when there's someone with a clear lack of respect for what the standards should be of any leader, and it's not just any position, it's the president of the most powerful country in the world. So it's an ominous time for the world, and things are looking unstable. And whether this plays into the outcome that Republicans receive in the midterms, and whether the anti-Trump vote will come out, it's yet to be known. But Donald Trump has to focus more on domestic issues than the war in Iran, which is clearly negatively impacting Americans. The war in Iran has increased gas prices and the price of groceries, which many Americans used as an excuse to vote for Trump over Kamala, citing the increases in inflation under the Biden administration. So the President of the United States has a lot of thinking to do if he's to salvage anything from this administration and any positives. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.